8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hepatitis?
What the hell is hepatitis C?
Isn't that thing you get when, it's that thing when you,
Share needles, right?
It's that blood thing. You get from other people's blood, right?
I don't know. It's like a thing, it's a disease, and I don't know if it's uncontrollable.
If you never heard of hepatitis C, you're like most people. Hepatitis C is all over the place, but most people don't know what it is.
Isn't it a virus or something?
Right, it's a virus. The thing about this virus, though, is that it's really easy to catch. And how do you catch it?
Blood! It's passed on by blood. Most people who have Hep C got it through sharing needles. And not just needles either. You can get the Hep C virus by sharing syringes, cookers, cottons, and even rinse water. Hep C can be all over that stuff, even though you can't see it. If you shoot up, you probably got it. That's why you need to get tested.
Some people think that they don't have Hep C because they don't share needles. But a lot of them don't understand that Hep C can be passed on from your whole kit. The needles, the syringes, the cotton, the cookers, the rinse water. All those things can carry hepatitis C. Even using straws for snorting can pass it on, because blood from the inside of your nose can get on the tip of the straw. A cracked pipe can get pretty hot around the mouth and create sores. And where there's open sores, there's blood. If you ever gotten a tattoo in prison, you could have gotten Hep C from whatever was used as a needle. The virus could even be in the ink container. So if you ever shared any of these things, you should get tested.
Most of us users have Hep C. Like if you take 10 people who just started using, after a year, half of them will have it. If you was to look at them 5 years later, most of them will have it. 9 out of 10, that's a lot.
Once Hep C gets inside of your body, it goes straight from your bloodstream into your liver, where it multiplies over and over and over again.
If you've been diagnosed with Hep C, you shouldn't worry about passing it on through food or eating utensils. You can't get it through casual contact like hugging, kissing, or shaking hands.
I knew you wouldn't know to look at me, but I'm an old-time dope fiend. I guess I've had the virus about 20 years now. I'm healthy. I'm okay. I guess I'm like most people with Hep C. I feel fine. I have to be a little safer about some things, change my routine a little. I can't share my razors with anyone because you know there's blood on the razors because of the nicks and cuts you get when you're shaving. Sometimes your gums bleed a little bit, so you have to keep that toothbrush away. I got grandkids. One is 2 years old, and she's all over the place all the time. So I zip all that stuff up in my travel bag, because you know how kids are. When they come over, they get into everything. Because anything with my blood on it has to be taken care of, believe me. And I just go on with life and take it as it comes.
So tell me about Hep C and sex.
A lot of people are worried about sex and Hep C.
Hep C usually isn't passed on by sex, but it can be, especially if you have multiple sexual partners. But other stuff is, like HIV, so you should use condoms.
I know if I have Hep C, I turn yellow, don't I?
Just cause you got Hep C, don't mean you turn yellow. I remember back in the day, we used to call it yellowitis, because you see people with yellow skin and yellow eyes. A lot of people think that Hep C gives you jaundice, and it can. But most people with hepatitis C don't get jaundice. That's the tricky thing about Hep C. Most people don't have any symptoms.
So what do I do if I have Hep C? Am I gonna die?
Hep C usually isn't a serious disease, but if you have it, you should stay away from alcohol.
Alcohol is the worst thing for your liver. It's worse than cigarettes, cocaine, it's even worse than heroin.
Remember how your liver's job is to purify poisons? Alcohol is like poison to your liver. It gets all inflamed when it's trying to get rid of the alcohol, and that can lead to scarring. When it comes to drinking alcohol with Hep C, it's like pouring gasoline on a fire.
Can I get vaccinated for Hep C?
No, there is no vaccination for hepatitis C.
But there is a vaccine for hepatitis A and hepatitis B. So if you use, you should get your Hep A and B shots to keep your liver healthy.
Hey, so if I went to the doctor and said, hey doc, I'm worried about my liver, they'd find out what's wrong with me, wouldn't they? If I want to keep my drug use on the down low, do I specifically got to ask for a Hep C test?
Yeah, it's kind of tricky, but there's no way to get around it. You gotta ask for the Hep C test.
Sometimes people, when they've been using for a long time, they don't like to get their blood drawn because it's hard to find their veins. But a lot of places got this thing now where all they do is prick your finger and get a little drop of blood. That's all it takes. That's your Hep C test.
And if you're thinking about treatment for Hep C, you should know most people don't even need it.
You probably aren't gonna even need it. If you're sitting there thinking, oh man, I won't get tested and find out the worst, you know it's sitting there in the back of your mind. It's nagging at you. Put that straight out your head, okay? It's a mild disease. You take care of yourself, cut out on your drinking, get your Hep A and B shots, you probably won't need to treat it. I wish that someone laid it out to me just like I'm doing now. Now, you get tested, find out you have it. If you ever shot up, you probably do. You can start taking control of this thing.
If you have Hep C, you can deal with it. It's not the end of the world. It takes years to do damage. You just have to catch it in time.
We don't have to die.